Hi, and welcome to Robin's house. Today's Cricut Capers are about this card. I created this scallop to go with the stitched rectangles. If you remember, the stitched rectangles are like this. There's also the stitched squares, but we don't have a scallop stitch thing to go with it. So I want to create my own on the Cricut, and I'll show you how. I'm going to share my screen. So the first thing that I want to do is get my shape. So my stitched rectangle, I'm going to unlock it because it's not going to be a square. It's 2.5 inches wide and it's 3.75 inches tall. So I have my basic shape, and now I want to look for a scalloped image. So I'm going to go into the images and put in scallop rectangle and hit enter. Now I am only interested in my close to my heart ones, so those also happen to be at the top. So you look through the different choices that there are, and you can see there's a lot of cute choices. You could do a wonky scallop. There's some, you can do a big fat scallop, or like this one has a little bitty scallop. And so you can choose which kind works the best for you. I think this one's pretty cool, so I'm going to use that one. And then when you get your image, you can see that it's made of a bunch of images over here. So this one's turned off, so let's turn it on and see. So this one is going to be the same size of scallop, but it's not very deep. So I'm not interested in that one. I'm going to delete it and make it go away. And then the brown layer, it has a butterfly cut out, so it's certainly not what I want. So we have this one. But oh dear, the shape is not big enough to cover my rectangle. So we could grow it, but as you can see, the scallops grew with it, and that's not the size of scallops that I wanted. So I'm going to Control Z, and I have to figure out another way to do it. So in this time, I'm going to make a copy. So I'm going to go over here and click on duplicate so I can have two of them. And then I'll take my shape. I'm going to bring it to the front so that I can see a little bit and put it about where I want it to be for my shape. And then I'll bring this one over here. And I'll just kind of take it down the line until it fits about where I want it to be. And then I will take this one, the original shape, and it's sitting at position 5891. So I want to make sure, ooh, look at that, I put it in the perfect place. Okay, so that shape is already highlighted. I'll hit the Shift key and I'll highlight the other shape, and then I'm going to weld them together. So now I have my shape, and it's the right height, but if I was to move it over, now I would have nice skinny scallops on this side, and my scallops here would be all chubby. That's not what I'm aiming for. So I'm going to have to do it again. So I'm going to go up here and create another duplicate. But again, I want my shape to move to the front so I can see what I'm working with. And then I will match up my scallops, and I will go outward until one of them is appropriate. Now I could stop here, but I think I'm going to stop here because I could stop here and just grow it a little bit, or I could stop here and I'll just shrink a little bit, and I'll just do the shrinking one. So this time I'm going to want to match the height instead of where it is here. So let's check this one. So this one is sitting at 2.157, and I will need to move this 2.157. Now I know that they're both on the same height. Click my Shift key and do the other shape, weld them together, and bring this one to the front. Now I can look at my rectangle, see how it lines up, take the lock off and I can just squeeze it down just a little bit. And it was just a small amount, so it doesn't affect the shape of the scallop too much. And now I have a perfect little scallop rectangle for my stitched rectangles. Isn't that awesome? Next important step in your creation is to save it. And you want to, I accidentally already saved this, so I don't need to save it again, but you want to give it a name so you can find it again later. And it's an important one so that you can use with your stitched rectangles. And you do the same technique when you want to match a square or a smaller or a larger stitched rectangle. So I hope that was fun, and I hope you'll try it out on your own stitched rectangles and creating your own shapes for your projects. Thank you so much for watching, and happy crafting.